The Amazon rainforest, a vast, verdant world teeming with life. It's a place of mystery and danger where ancient secrets whisper beneath the canopy. For centuries, explorers and dreamers alike have been captivated by its allure, drawn to its depths in search of the unknown. Some sought fame, others fortune, but all were united by a thirst for adventure and a belief in something beyond the familiar.
Born in 1867, I was a man seemingly destined for adventure. From a young age, I devoured tales of exploration, my imagination ignited by the exploits of those who dared to venture into the world's uncharted corners. By the time I reached adulthood, I had honed my skills as a surveyor and mapmaker, my expertise eventually leading me to the Royal Geographical Society.
The Amazon rainforest is a realm of unparalleled biodiversity, a place where life thrives in its most primal and awe-inspiring forms. Towering trees form a dense canopy overhead, casting long shadows upon the forest floor, while a symphony of sounds, from the cacophony of insects to the calls of exotic birds, fills the air. Yet beneath this vibrant facade lies a world of hidden dangers. The year is 1925. The bustling port of Liverpool buzzes with activity. Among the travellers, a small group of men gathers, faces etched with excitement. At their centre stands Percy Fawcett, his gaze fixed on the horizon.
Years of planning have led to this moment. He has assembled a small but dedicated team, united by a shared thirst for adventure.
Weeks melt into an endless cycle of sun-drenched days and star-studded nights as the ship steams towards the mouth of the Amazon. The air grows heavy with humidity, carrying the scent of unknown blooms and the promise of a world untouched by time.
Fawcett, ever the meticulous planner, uses the journey to pore over his maps, tracing with his fingers the route that he believes will lead them to Z.
The anticipation builds with each passing day, the crew growing more restless and eager to set foot in the uncharted wilderness that lies ahead. Days bleed into weeks as the expedition pushes deeper into the heart of the Amazon, guided by Fawcett's maps and the wisdom of their indigenous companions. The jungle throws obstacles in their path at every turn, raging rivers swollen by torrential downpours, treacherous swamps teeming with unseen dangers, and dense undergrowth that seems to swallow the sunlight.
Despite the hardships, my resolve never falters. I see clues everywhere. In the patterns of the stars overhead, in the crumbling ruins we stumble upon, in the stories whispered by our guides around the flickering campfire at night. Tales of a lost city, of a civilization that vanished into the jungle's embrace centuries ago, fuel my determination.
Fawcett's unwavering belief in the existence of Z inspires the team, pushing them to overcome the relentless challenges of the Amazonian wilderness. The encounter with the tribe invigorates the expedition. Fawcett, bolstered by the elders' words, presses onward with renewed vigor, his belief in the existence of Z stronger than ever. The jungle, however, seems to sense their growing confidence, and it is as if the rainforest itself conspires to test their limits.
One sweltering afternoon, as we navigate a narrow tributary of the Amazon, a sense of unease settles over the group. The air, thick and heavy, feels charged with a primal energy.
The jungle sounds, usually a constant backdrop to your journey, seem to fade, replaced by an eerie silence broken only by the gentle lapping of water against the canoe.
The team, on edge, senses that they are not alone. The unseen eyes of the jungle watching their every move as they venture deeper into the anaconda's domain. The jungle, too, seems to have shifted around them. The air, once vibrant with the sounds of life, now feels oppressive, heavy with unspoken threats. The men start at shadows, their nerves frayed by the constant humidity, the buzzing of insects, the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Doubt, like a creeping vine, begins to take root in their minds. Even Fawcett, usually so stoic and resolute, finds himself wrestling with a growing sense of unease. The encounter with the giant anaconda leaves an indelible mark on the expedition. The men, shaken to their core, are forced to confront their own mortality, the fragility of their existence in the face of the Amazon's raw, untamed power. As the days stretch into weeks, the expedition is beset by a relentless series of misfortunes. Supplies dwindle, their precious maps, ravaged by humidity and the constant assault of insects, begin to disintegrate. Sickness, carried by mosquitoes and spread through contaminated water, sweeps through the camp, leaving the men weak and delirious.
The jungle, too, seems to conspire against us. Torrential downpours transform the terrain into a treacherous bog, swallowing our boots with every step. Vines, thick as a man's arm, reach out from the undergrowth, tripping us, hindering our progress.
The air itself feels thick with malice, a living entity determined to drive them back. As the expedition dwindles, their numbers reduced by sickness, desertion, and despair, the line between reality and delusion begins to blur. The jungle, with its oppressive heat, its symphony of strange sounds, its constant threat of hidden dangers, preys on their minds.
Sleep offers little respite, our dreams haunted by visions of ancient cities, of strange rituals, of eyes that watch from the darkness.
The jungle's grip tightens, whispering to them in the dark, testing their resolve, their sanity, and their very will to survive. The disappearance of Jack breaks something within Fawcett. The weight of his obsession, the years of sacrifice, the loss of his son in this unforgiving wilderness, it all crashes down upon him, threatening to shatter his sanity.
Yet, even in my grief, I cling to the belief that Jack is alive, that he has somehow found his way to the lost city, that he is waiting for us.
Rimmel, driven to the brink by the horrors he has witnessed, begs Fawcett to turn back, to abandon this fool's quest before they too are lost to the jungle's embrace.
Percy, please, we have to turn back. This quest, it's madness.
But Fawcett, his eyes burning with a terrible, hollow resolve, refuses to listen.
I will find Jack, even if it costs me my life.
The loss of Jack hung over the remaining members of the expedition like a shroud. Rimmel, his spirit broken, moved through the jungle like a ghost, his camera silent.
It's as if the jungle has swallowed his very soul. Rimmel is just a shadow of the man he used to be.
Costin, loyal to Fawcett, struggled to reconcile his friend's belief with the grim reality.
How can Fawcett keep going? This place, it's tearing us apart.
Fawcett drew strength from his grief, believing Jack was alive and had found the lost city. His maps were cast aside as he relied on intuition to guide their path. The journey to the Serpent's Cradle was like descending into the heart of darkness. The jungle canopy grew denser, blocking out the sun, casting a perpetual twilight over the forest floor.
The air, it's so thick and heavy, saturated with the smell of decaying vegetation and the musky scent of unknown creatures.
The symphony of the rainforest, once a source of wonder, now grated on their nerves, a cacophony of buzzing, chirping, and hissing that seemed to mock their every step.
Every sound. It's like the jungle is alive, watching us, waiting for us to falter.
And so they pressed on, deeper into the jungle's heart of darkness, driven by a hope that refused to die. They emerged from a dense thicket to find themselves on the banks of a blackwater lagoon. The air hung heavy with the scent of stagnant water and decaying vegetation. Giant trees draped in moss and vines formed a canopy overhead.
Look there, across the lagoon. Do you see it, that massive tree at the water's edge?
My God, what is that? It's enormous.
Coiled around its base lay a creature of myth and legend, a giant anaconda. Rimmel, watching Fawcett approach the giant anaconda, felt a shiver of primal fear course down his spine. This was madness, he thought, pure and simple. Fawcett, consumed by grief, had lost his mind. He was leading them not to a lost city, but to their doom. He tried to speak, to warn his friend, but the words caught in his throat.
Percy, stop. This is insane. You can't go near that thing.
Fawcett, oblivious to Rimmel's terror, continued his slow, deliberate approach towards the anaconda. The creature watched him with an unnerving stillness, its massive body uncoiling slightly, its head rising from its coils, its forked tongue tasting the air. Rimmel ran until his lungs burned and his legs screamed for mercy. The jungle, once familiar, now seemed to mock him, its thorny vines reaching out like grasping claws, its shadows twisting into monstrous shapes that pursued him through the undergrowth. The whispers, always present in the depths of the rainforest, now taunted him, their voices a chorus of accusation and despair.
I have to keep going. I have to survive. I can't let their deaths be in vain.
He had no food, no compass, no map to guide him. Only the primal instinct to survive, to escape the madness that had consumed Fawcett and claimed the lives of his companions, drove him forward. He stumbled through the undergrowth, his clothes torn, his body covered in scratches and insect bites, his mind teetering on the precipice of collapse. A world of disbelief. Rimmel's return to civilization was met with a mixture of relief and disbelief. The world had long given up hope of ever seeing the Fawcett expedition again, their disappearance chalked up to the countless others who had vanished into the Amazon's unforgiving depths. But here he was, a living ghost returned from the abyss to tell a tale so incredible, so horrifying that many refused to believe him.
He spoke of giant anacondas, of ancient cities guarded by spirits, of Fawcett's descent into madness. He described the jungle's oppressive beauty, its seductive power, its ability to twist the mind and consume the soul. His words, however, were met with skepticism, dismissed as the ramblings of a man driven mad by his ordeal.
Seeds of doubt. Despite the widespread skepticism, Rimmel's story planted a seed of doubt in the minds of some. There were those who had known Fawcett, who had witnessed his unwavering determination, his meticulous planning, his unshakable belief in the existence of Z. Could such a man, they wondered, truly have succumbed to madness?
It made people question. Could Fawcett, with all his preparation and belief, really have lost his mind? Or was there more to his story than anyone could fathom?
The search parties. Over the years that followed, numerous expeditions ventured into the Amazon, hoping to find traces of Fawcett or to prove once and for all whether he had been a visionary or a madman. Some were led by seasoned explorers, their backpacks filled with the latest mapping technology and survival gear, their minds armed with the knowledge gleaned from years of studying the rainforest.
These search parties, driven by curiosity and a desire for answers, braved the same treacherous paths that Fawcett had once walked. Each step they took was filled with the hope of uncovering the truth behind one of the greatest mysteries of exploration.
Weeks turned into months, and still there was no sign of Fawcett or Costin. The jungle, as if satisfied with its latest conquest, had swallowed them whole, their passage through its emerald depths leaving scarcely a trace.
Back in England, I refused to give up hope. I clung to the belief that Percy and our son were still alive, that they had found refuge with some friendly tribe, that they would one day emerge from the green abyss.
Her face etched with worry, Nina Fawcett held on to this hope, even as the world around her began to accept the grim reality. Years later, long after the world had given up hope of ever knowing the fate of the Fawcett expedition, a young American adventurer named Peter Fleming arrived in Brazil. Fleming, a writer and explorer with a thirst for the unknown, had been captivated by the story of Fawcett's disappearance since he was a boy.
He had devoured every book and article he could find on the subject, his imagination fired by the tales of lost cities and ancient mysteries.
Determined to uncover the truth behind Fawcett's fate, Fleming set out into the Amazon, following in the footsteps of his idol. He interviewed indigenous tribes, pored over old maps and journals, and explored remote regions of the rainforest that had not seen a white man in decades.
And slowly, painstakingly, he began to piece together a picture of what might have happened to the expedition.
Fleming, his curiosity piqued by his findings, pressed deeper into the jungle, venturing into regions that had never been explored by outsiders. He encountered hostile tribes, navigated treacherous rivers, and battled the constant onslaught of insects and disease. And then, just when his resolve began to waver, he stumbled upon something extraordinary.
The city, found and lost, remains one of the most tantalizing mysteries of the Amazon. Did Fleming truly discover a lost civilization? Or was it merely an illusion conjured by the jungle's endless shadows? His accounts, though detailed, left much to the imagination, fueling both skepticism and wonder.
The Amazon, in its vastness and indifference, swallowed up Percy Fawcett, leaving behind a void filled only with questions. Did he meet his end in the jaws of a giant anaconda, as Reimel's haunted account suggests? Or did he stumble upon his beloved city of Z, only to perish within its walls, his dream fulfilled yet forever, out of reach for those who sought to follow in his footsteps? The jungle, like a master storyteller, offered no easy answers, preferring instead to weave a tapestry of whispers and shadows, of tantalizing clues and dead ends.
Despite the lack of a definitive conclusion, Fawcett's legacy endured, his name becoming synonymous with the enduring allure of exploration, the intoxicating pull of the unknown. His story, filled with both triumph and tragedy, continues to inspire those who dream of uncovering the world's hidden secrets.
The story of Z, the lost city that consumed Fawcett's life, transcended the realm of mere exploration, becoming a parable for the enduring power of belief, the way in which a single idea can take root in the mind and shape the course of a life. Was Z a real place? Is a tangible destination hidden within the emerald depths of the Amazon? Or was it, as some argued, a figment of Fawcett's imagination, a projection of his own desires and ambitions onto the blank canvas of the unknown?
The allure of Z lies not just in its potential reality, but in what it represents. The human drive to explore, to discover, and to believe in something greater than oneself. Whether Z exists or not, its legend continues to captivate and inspire, a testament to the power of the unknown.
The Amazon rainforest, vast and enigmatic, stands as a testament to the enduring power of nature, a reminder of forces beyond our control and comprehension. It is a realm of breathtaking beauty and unimaginable danger, where life thrives in primal forms, yet death lurks around every corner.
For those who ventured into its depths, the Amazon offered a glimpse into wildness and a test of endurance, but it was a perilous journey with high stakes and uncertain outcomes.
The unanswered call of the wild echoes through the ages, a reminder of the Amazon's timeless allure